Mr. President, I am bringing this to the attention of the Senate, the sustained attacks and serial killings in Plateau North Senatorial District of Plateau State. And to say that Plateau State has been in the eye of the storm for long, when reference is to be had to the current state of insecurity across the nation. The killings and displacement of whole communities being perpetrated by insurgents and bandits, and the insecurity ravaging the nation used to have Plateau State as its epicenter. The unfortunate thing, Mr. President, distinguished colleagues, is that in Plateau State, the attacks are programmed at displacing host communities to forcefully take over their ancestral homes for permanent occupation. In most of the annexed villages and communities, the demographics have been altered and the original names changed to erase and deface their aboriginal standing and ancestry. Mr. President, the latest in this quest is the attack of last week on Kwi Village in Riom local government, done in Jos North local government, that is the community hosting the Jos Wildlife Park, and Mayango in Bassa local government. In all, over 20 persons were killed, with many houses set ablaze. I am notifying the Senate that the serial attacks on host communities are often preceded by advance notices from the attackers as to the date and locations. These are known to security agencies, but to the consternation of helpless victim communities, the attacks have remained unabated and culprits not apprehended to face justice. Mr. President, distinguished colleagues, the existential threat to communities in Plateau North, especially Riom, Biladi, Mayango, and now Dong in Jos North LGA, is grave, and I am calling for the enforcement of security to arrest and prosecute the perpetrators of these killings, whose identities and modus operandi is very well known and documented by the police, DSS, and the military under Operation Safe Haven in Plateau State. Another issue of concern, Mr. President, is the federal government's exclusion of Plateau State from its program of building 500 housing units for the resettlement of ID.
Distinguished, my understanding of personal explanation is it is supposed to be non-controversial. And my discussions with you did not include going into complaining about marginalization, and because these are things that are controversial. So I will suggest that you restrict yourself to what we discussed. Yes, thank you.
Thank you, Mr. President. I would want to use this opportunity to ask that the communities that have been affected by this latest attack be visited with some relief by NEMA. Meanwhile, I will request that this Senate observe a 1-minute silence in honor of last week's attacks on Kwi Dong and Mayango communities. Among the victims was a police constable, and I'm urging that we have a 1-minute silence in honor of the victims of this attack. Thank you, Mr. President and distinguished colleagues.
Thank you very much, distinguished. I didn't hear the prayer. Did you? What was the prayer?
Mr. President, the prayer is I would